Roller Coaster Fanatics, and here we go. Welcome out to my Fanatic list / vlogs. We're talking about my 15 all-time favorite wooden coasters. I've been on several now, and 2017 was a really good year. My list has dramatically changed from last year's, so here we go. Let's get right into it. And we're going to start with number 15, and we're going to go all the way to Ohio and Cincinnati for Mystic Timbers. This was a great GCI. When I first rode it, I was really underwhelmed. Like, incredibly underwhelmed. And it wasn't until I got to ride it back in Winterfest that I was like, okay, I see why people like this. I actually got airtime, and the twistiness were fantastic. Not the best GCI, but it's still a really good ride, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And just to let you know, right below this at number 16 was Invader at Busch Gardens. I really like that GCI as well. Next up, we're moving down to Florida for number 14, which is White Lightning at Fun Spot America. Another fantastic GCI with some crazy airtime and some wicked transitions. That 90-degree bank is fantastic, and I love that double up and double down. That is incredible, and I love this ride. Number 13 is my favorite coaster at my home Cedar Fair park, the closest Cedar Fair park to me, and that is in Virginia, and that is Grizzly. Wow, what a roller coaster. This thing is in the forest, and at night with a new moon, it's pitch black, and it is intense. It is crazy. The airtime is fantastic on this thing. You get thrown out of your seat. The airtime is nuts. And oh my gosh, if you're one of those people that don't like to get thrown all the way around, you're not going to like this ride at all. But I love it. I got thrown all the way around comfortably, and man, this ride is incredible. I thoroughly love this. Moving up to number 12 is at its home sister park. We're going up to Kings Island for the Beast. My favorite coaster at Kings Island. This thing is incredible. I understand why people will not like this. If you are a fan of the new model rides, then this ride will be nothing to you. But this ride for me was incredible. I love the speed of this ride, and I love the intensity. My gosh, this nighttime ride. Like Grizzly, the nighttime ride is incredible. Just speeding down at 60 miles an hour, going through crazy transitions, dipping down under trees, then cresting up. On the rougher side, tolerable for me. I don't know for anybody else. But this ride is crazy. But I will say, there is an intense moment on this, a really good intense moment, and that is the double helix. The double helix on this thing is incredible, and I love it. This thing is long and fun. And actually, a really cool story real quick is that one of my last rides on it, when I got a Laurent knob on it, it was right towards the end of the park, and it was starting to storm. And during, right before the second lift, when we're speeding down the forest, a big lightning flash goes across the sky and lights up the entire forest. It was crazy experience. Oh my gosh, it was fantastic. And just missing my top 10 is Ravine Flyer 2 at Waldemere Park. This is a great gravity group. This got me started to getting ready for the voyage. This was a great ride. I love the drop on this thing, and it's also relentless. And the airtime is fantastic. I truly love this roller coaster. It is awesome. Here we go. Our number 10 is The Legend at Holiday World. Oh my gosh, this roller coaster is incredible. Nighttime ride is fantastic on this. The transitions are amazing, and you're flying through the forest. It is incredible. I love this thing. This thing starts off winding around itself, and it has some great airtime moments. I was surprised with how much airtime I got on this thing. And man, that ending is fantastic. I love what GCI did with those small little transitions. It is really cool. Coming in at number 9 is all the way in Connecticut, Boulder Dash. Boulder Dash is a incredible wooden roller coaster. Oh my gosh. The airtime on this thing is fan-freaking-tastic. Oh my gosh. This thing is incredible. It flies through the mountains. And man, I love that ending. The airtime is incredible on this. Number 8, we move over to Michigan for Shivering Timbers. This is an incredible, fantastic machine. Oh my gosh, this thing is huge. Compared to other wooden coasters, this thing is a beast. There's so much wood. And oh my gosh, the airtime is incredible. I was stunned by the airtime. Oh my gosh. And it's definitely more smoother than the other wooden coasters that I've talked about on this list, except for Mystic, but oh my gosh, this ride is incredible, and it is long. And just when you think it's over, it decides to do a double helix. Because why not? Why not? Just throwing a double helix in there, and it is fantastic. I love this roller coaster. This was just made the trip so worth it to Michigan's adventure. So incredible. Next up, we have number 7, which is my favorite GCI to date. Down in Tennessee, Thunderhead. Oh my gosh, this thing is incredible. And it is tolerable roughness for me. And I can understand why people might not like it because of the roughness, but oh my gosh, the airtime on this thing is unlike any other GCI. I've never had so much airtime on a GCI in my life. It is incredible, and this thing is fantastic. What's also really interesting is that these restraints, like unlike the new ones where they just lock in place, this one gives some room. So you get even more airtime on this thing, and man, these trains are also really comfy. Like, extremely comfy. I love these trains. Oh my gosh. Alright, and barely missing my top 5 is going to cause a lot of controversy. And a lot of people are probably going to be jaw-dropping like, why is this so low? We're going over to New Jersey for El Toro. This is a great airtime machine. It was great to get back on this after not having been on it for 3 years. And man, it still underwhelmed me. I mean, everybody talks about how great it is. And to be honest, I find it very fun, but not as great as everybody says it is. And when I rode it, it was on the rougher side, actually, and it was out of my comfort zone, too. It was very bumpy like this, especially on the turnaround right after the first few airtime hills. It turns around. It was pretty bumpy back there, especially in the back row. But that's what made it, actually. The back row at night was fantastic, and I got lots and lots of airtime. And, man, the airtime, I will say, is fantastic. Wow. Alrighty, here we go. Number 5, we're going away over to Illinois for Goliath. What a fantastic wooden roller coaster. So smooth, so intense, so much airtime. And man, those inversions are incredible, especially that 0G stall. Wow, what a element. Oh my gosh. It is so good. I will say that it's short, but there's a saying I like to call short and sweet. And in that short time, it packs a punch. And man, when I got off it, I'm like, I want to ride more of that. And I did. It was great. Alrighty, number 4, all the way down in the homeland of Pennsylvania is Phoenix at Knoebels. Phoenix. What a roller coaster. This thing is a classic. The buzz bars is what makes it, though. The fact that you are literally standing up on those airtime hills. Man, the airtime on this thing is incredible. Oh my gosh. Every time I ride it, my jaw is dropping at just the fact that you're almost standing up on this ride. It is incredible. Front row is where you want to be. Back row, you will get tossed all over the place. So if you want a more controlled experience, go for the front. Alrighty, here we go, my top 3, here we go. Coming in at number 3, we go over to Tennessee for Lightning Rod. What a crazy wooden roller coaster. The launch is fantastic. Although, I don't know what is wrong with it. I don't know what's going on, or if it's just the time that I rode it. It did feel a little bit slower through the top, but I'm not sure what was the reasoning there. It just did feel slower than usual. The drop is incredible on this thing, and that wave turn is fantastic. The airtime is amazing. I will say, it actually is kind of good that it felt slower, because when I first rode it back in April, when this thing was hauling, the airtime was almost too painful on my legs, but now that it felt a little bit slower, the airtime felt more enjoyable, and I love the quad down this thing. Just the ending on this is fantastic. The quad down with the final little bunny hop and then into the final overbank is incredible, and this ride is fantastic. Alrighty, coming in at number 2 has been my number 1 wooden coaster for so long until recently. This is still my favorite RMC to this date, and oh my gosh, it's incredible. We're moving over to Missouri for Outlaw Run. Oh my... Oh my gosh, this thing is incredible. This thing is fantastic. When I rode this back in 2014, my mind was blown riding both front row and day and night. Oh my gosh, the drop is incredible. The inversions are fantastic. And man, the wave turn, the airtime is so beautiful on this ride. So great. Still today, my favorite RMC. It is fantastic. But now I have a new favorite wooden roller coaster. I rode it recently, back in summer of 2017. Still today, my favorite wooden coaster and my favorite coaster of all time now. And that is in Indiana at Holiday World for The Voyage. Wow, what a roller coaster. The airtime is nuts, and this thing just doesn't let up at all. When you think this ride is over, nah, it just continues. It just goes on forever and forever, and as the ride continues, it gets more and more intense and crazy to the point where you're just going, your mind is just literally mush now. You're just going, oh my gosh, what is happening? what is happening? And it is fantastic. I love this thing so much. Such a great wooden roller coaster. Alrighty guys, that will do it for my 15 favorite wooden coasters. The next video is my 15 favorite steel that I've been on. Man, these wooden roller coasters were so great. I cannot wait for 2018 to see what wooden coasters will make it on my 15, if any. And wow, what a great year. What are your 15 favorite wooden coasters? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, roller coaster fanatics, keep coasting.